Very good morning, students. Today I am going to start with a new chapter, that is metals and non-metals. In the previous years, in the previous class, you have learned about various elements, right? So you have seen that elements can be classified into two groups on the basis of their properties. Okay, one is metals and another one is non-metals. And we use these metals and non-metals in our daily life, right? So we also know some other properties, but we'll learn about the physical and chemical properties in detail. First property is physical properties. Physical properties means by seeing them, by seeing their external appearance, we can list out some properties. First we'll learn about metals. So the easiest way to start grouping the substances is by comparing their physical properties. Okay, let us see some metals: iron, copper, aluminium, magnesium, sodium, lead, zinc, etc. There are so many metals in our periodic table. Okay, these are some of them. That first property is metals are solid at room temperature. Okay, they are solids at room temperature except mercury. Okay, it is a liquid metal. Okay, so all the metals are solid at room temperature. And next one is metals have a shining surface. Okay, shining surface is also called as luster. Okay, suppose if you rub any metals like iron or iron, copper or gold with a sandpaper, you can note that they'll shine, right? So these metals have a shining surface. They are called as luster. Luster nothing but shiny surface. And next property is metals are generally hard. Okay, they are hard. So suppose if you take sodium or potassium, iron, copper, you try to cut this. You try to cut the metals with the help of a knife. You can't cut those metals with the help of a knife because they are hard. Okay, some metals are there like sodium, potassium and lithium. They are soft metals. Okay, they can cut with the help of a knife. Other than that, all the metals are generally hard. Okay, they are hard in nature. This is one property of a metal. The hardness of a substance or the hardness of a metal varies from one metal to another metal. Next is metals have a property of malleability. Okay, malleability means thin sheets. Okay, so you will find that some metals can be beaten into thin sheets. Okay, this property is called as malleability. Okay, we can convert a metal into a thin sheet. It is called as malleability. So gold and silver are the most malleable metals. Okay, gold and silver are the most malleable metals. Next, the metals have a property of ductility. Okay, ductility means a thin wire. Here we have converted a metal into thin sheet. Okay, that is malleability. If you convert that metal into a thin wire, it is called as ductility. Okay, the ability of a metal to be drawn into thin wires, it is called as ductility. Okay, gold is the most ductile metal. Okay, gold is the most ductile metal. And you'll be surprised to know that a wire of about 2 kilometers length can be drawn from 1 gram of gold. Okay, 1 gram of gold you can stretch into 2 kilometers. Okay, so that much of thin you can create or you can prepare. That is because of their malleability and ductility. That metals can be given different shape according to our needs. For example, our jewelries, right? So first they'll heat that and they'll convert from a solid into liquid, and later they'll convert into thin sheets, wires and different shapes of our needs. Okay, so malleability and ductility. Metals are good conductor of heat and have a high melting points. Okay, they are very good conductor of heat. Okay, let us see one activity. Students, look here. So there is one activity to show that metals are a good conductor of heat. Okay, here they have taken aluminum wire or a copper wire you can take. Okay, we should clamp this wire onto the stand as shown in this figure. Okay, we have to fix an pin at the free end of the wire. Okay, here with the help of a wax, and we should heat this aluminum wire with the help of a spirit lamp or a candle or even a burner at the near the place where it is clamped. Okay, here, and what you observe after this. So this activity shows that the metals are a good conductor of heat and they have a high melting point, because okay, when the heat transfer here, this wax will melt and this pin will drop down, right? So if you keep on heating this aluminum wire, so this wax will become melt, and the pin which is fixed to this wax will also drop down, right? So it shows that they have a good conductor of heat. And here, if you keep on heating this, at some point at its own melting point, it will start melting. Okay, ಒಂದು ರೀಚ್ ಆದಾಗ, ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ರೀಚ್ ಆದಾಗ it will start melting. That is its melting point. Okay, so these metals have a high melting point. The best conductors of heat are silver and copper. Okay, silver and copper are best conductor of heat. And lead and mercury, okay, these are heavy metals, are comparatively poor conductor of heat. Okay, so this is about the conductivity. Next property is metals are good conductor of electricity. Students, okay, we'll set up an electrical circuit as shown in the figure. Okay, if you place a metal here, okay, it is a battery. It is connected to bulb and the ends, okay, for keeping the metal here. Okay, we can keep a metal or we can place a metal to be tested in the circuit between these terminals A and B. Okay, so if the bulb glows, it shows that metal has a it is a good conductor of electricity. If this bulb will not glow, it is a non-conductor of electricity. So you must have seen that the wires, okay, that carry the current in your homes or any other outside, they have a coating of polyvinyl chloride, PVC, right? So polyvinyl chloride coating or a rubber like a material. So why are the electric wires are coated with such substances? Because so these metals, you know that they are good conductor of electricity. If these metals are connected to the electricity, so there may be a chances of electric shocks. That's why they'll cover these wires with the help of a polyvinyl chloride coating or some rubber like materials. Next property is metals have a property of sonority. Sonority means produce sound. What happens when a metal strike to a hard surface? Suppose what happens if the metal hits a rock or a stone, or if it hits the other metal? So do they produce sound? Yes, of course. The metals that produce sound on striking a hard surface, they are said to be sonorous. Okay, so they will produce the sound. Best example you can give is school bell, right? So they are made up of metals. They'll produce this sonorous, means it will produce sound. These are the physical properties of the metals.